Using the latest methods in zebranology, I've discovered how to produce irksome electrical beams from the cannon.
He's like an everlasting gobstopper of shitty personalities at this point.
I will submit myself to the AI.
Were they the skirt?
That would make a grumpy lizard.
Sushi jackknife. 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 Sushi jackknife.
Hey, so how was the concert, Slurpee?
It was good.
Yeah. You went and saw
It was a good concert.
the Mountain Goats, did you?
Yeah, in the Caverns.
Mm.
So, have you ever been?
No, I thought
to the
about
Caverns?
going a couple of times. I never actually went, though.
So, everyone who isn't near Nashville or has never been to Nashville and doesn't know what this is, the Caverns is exactly what it sounds like. It's a concert venue in a cavern.
Yep.
It's in a cave.
Yeah.
You got rocks surrounding you. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Acoustics are probably very interesting, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it worked out really well. And then they've got they got lights everywhere, but the lights bounce off of the cavern walls. So
that's cool.
It's pretty cool. It's okay. So they host a lot of jam band garbage down there.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Which I hate. I hate jam bands. But when I was down there was a part of me that's like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it down here.
Yeah, you could see it, right?
I understand why you would do this.
If you're going to do it, then do it in a cave, like.
Yeah. If I have to listen to the string cheese incident,
it's a good point.
I might as well. Well, that's who's actually headlining their festival this year. I might as well do it inside of a cavern.
That's a band I haven't thought about in a long time. Wow.
Most people haven't.
It's a good name for a band, though. I will say that.
Yeah.
It's a good name.
I was trying to explain, because we were talking about jam bands on our way there, trying to explain to my wife the hierarchy of jam bands.
Oh, yeah.
Where obviously number one is Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
And then below that you have Fish and all of the Fish level bands. And then the String Cheese Incident is like the third tier.
Yeah.
Where they headline things, but the only reason anyone knows who they are is they headline things. Yeah. It's not because they're actually popular.
Widespread Panic would be on that tier, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Though they have a pretty big following. There's a band I've never...
Well, all of them have a big following.
Yeah, that's true. They do. That's their thing.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. What's the other one I'm thinking of? There was a band. I never actually heard this band, but there's one called Humphreys McGee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Humphreys McGee, Widespread Panic, and String Cheese Incident. I'm putting all right next to each other.
In a bracket.
Yeah. Kansas City, for whatever reason, Widespread Panic annually came to the same venue.
Oh, yeah.
There when I lived there. And it was a big deal for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I mostly remember working at a Mexican restaurant and having a lot of people ask me if I could cover their shift
so
for
they
that
could go
night.
see Widespread Panic.
Yeah, wow. I'm not going, so sure.
Yeah. I'm definitely in Fish country up here. Everyone seems to know someone from Fish.
Are they from up there?
Yeah. Yeah, they're from Burlington. So
that explains the Ben and Jerry's flavor.
Fish food. Yeah.
Okay. I'm on it. You got
it. Yeah. So everyone seems to be somehow connected to Fish, is what I've learned from being here. So
at least tangentially connected to them.
Everyone has some sort of connection.
Uh-huh.
I don't get.
My cousin saw Trey one time at a grocery store.
Yeah, at Shaw's.
Yeah.
Shout out to Shaw's. I'm there 4 to 5 times a week.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot. Of times.
I come back from the store now, and I'm like, "Hey, Jen, everyone at Shaw says hello." They're all doing okay.
Anyway, the concert was good.
That's good.
The Mountain Goats are not a jam band.
No.
Now, this was a bizarre decision, and I want your take on this.
Okay.
So, the Mountain Goats are a prolific band. They've been around since 1994.
Wow.
They have
really? Wow.
30 albums on Spotify.
What?
30 albums.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I counted because I needed to know the exact number for this.
Yeah, of course.
In their set, they chose to do a cover song.
Okay.
If you have 30 albums,
Yeah.
do you really need a cover song in your set? Don't you have enough material to pull from?
You really don't, but what was the cover?
I don't remember
okay.
what it was. It was an old bluesy song.
I thought you were going to tell me it's like fucking Peter Frampton or something and be like, why?
Oh,
Shadows broke
it would have been interesting.
Hesitate. Can you imagine?
Yeah, it's just a weird choice when you have that many songs.
It's a lot of fucking songs, man.
Yeah.
Did they swap instruments and stuff?
No.
It's all pretty much the same.
So it's I've seen a couple bands do this, but because his early albums, it was just one guy,
right?
Just one guy in the band,
right?
So they did like probably 5 songs full band,
okay,
and then all of the band except for the lead singer left, and he played a few by himself, and then they all came back.
Oh yeah,
So the band got a nice little break in the middle. He did not.
No.
But yeah, I mean, it was good.
That's
always
cool.
they're a good band. Everyone should go listen to the Mountain Goats. John Darnell is a great songwriter.
There you go.
So.
When we saw Iron and Wine, it was very much like that years ago.
That's we saw him at the Ryman here in town.
Oh yeah.
And it was the same thing.
When we saw him, it was like he had made a conscious choice to have the songs that were like solo songs on records be band songs on stage and vice versa, which was cool.
Oh, he just wants to be difficult.
Yeah. I thought it was cool though, because it was like a different take on, on each one, I still hold up that album, The Shepherd's Dog. I still think that's such a great record.
Have you heard the Woman King EP?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's good too.
So those two are fantastic.
Yeah.
And then the next album after that, he like did a weird I'm going traditional R&B route.
Yeah.
And you're like, don't do that. Go back to what you were doing. I liked that.
I remember
Call
that.
the guys from Calexico and get back to some weird percussion.
Calexico.
Get going.
I like Calexico. Yeah. Yeah, that's true, man. Did they have an opener, or is it just all Mountain Goats?
No, they did have an opener. I'm trying to think of what her name was, because she was very good. I just had never heard of her before.
Yeah.
It is, I will find this in a second. Maybe.
I want to know what happens to me while you're doing that. I want to know what happens to me the moment we start recording, because I'm fine. And the moment we start recording, my nose starts running and itching, and I get the
it's uncanny
sniffles. It's insane. And like, okay. Oh, so disgusting. And if they're bad enough, I cut them out. I don't know if you know I do that. I actually go in and edit out my damn sniffles. It makes me insane.
That's something that they need to get the AI on this stuff to do automatically.
I will
sniffle snuffer.
If they need like
get the sniffle snuffer on
a full profile of my sniffle noises, I will submit myself to the AI to get rid of those automatically.
Well, so Tanae did an allergy test. This week.
She's allergic to me, right?
Have you? Basically, mold is the only thing. Mold. But have you had an allergy test where they just like take a tiny spot of your arm where they're testing and just play a podcast at it?
No, but that sounds
See
like
if that
the thing to do. Yeah.
that might cause an allergic reaction, and then we'd know. Katie Kirby was the opener. Katie Kirby.
I never heard of Katie Kirby.
I had never heard of Katie Kirby either. And I will tell you, I listened to a couple songs before I went,
Yeah.
and then got there, and she was very good.
Oh, that's good. Better live.
I prefer her live than the song or two I heard. It may have just been bad song choices by me.
Yeah. That happens
I don't
sometimes. That happens sometimes, yeah. I've seen some really weird openers in my day, just stuff that didn't make sense. You know, usually like smaller shows, it seems to go that way, where people are just like, anybody at all. We just need someone to open. We don't care what genre you are.
The weirdest for me still is last year when we went and saw AJJ.
Yeah.
The opener was Open Mike Eagle. So it
I remember
was
you telling me that, yeah.
folk punk, and the opener was hip hop.
Right.
Like worked with MF Doom level of hip hop.
MF Doom, yeah.
Yeah. I liked it.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It's a weird combo.
It's an odd combo for sure. Yeah. That's definitely the case.
And then a bad emo band in front of them.
Oh.
Yeah. It was one of those. It was a band that I was sitting there going, yeah, that's a Saves the Day song. And like everything just sounded like a Saves the Day song.
Yeah. The song will be.
Yeah.
I thought we might try something. I was out and about.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Was out and about with the kid today, and they have another spring break. They just take breaks all the time.
Yeah.
They just don't believe in school, I think. And they want
spring break too.
Yeah, it's like you guys are going to go to school until like mid-June, but you get like 2 spring breaks. Like, why don't we just skip one of those and get out of school early? Anyway, that's my take on the whole situation. But we were looking for things to do, and we came across Godzilla Mad Libs.
Oh boy!
I forgot how much fun a Mad Lib was. So,
where did you come across Godzilla? You said that as if that's just a normal thing. Like, oh, Godzilla Mad Libs here, like they always are.
Right. We went to just a toy store, one of those like semi-educational kids toy. Not like a Toys R Us where it's just about breaking the bank on mommy and daddy, but one of those that's like, we're educational, and you can also buy a finger trap or a ball or a rubber spaceman, one of those.
Yeah.
Anyway, and we were looking at the Mad Libs, and I was like, oh yeah, these are fun. These are a good non-television activity because we need those. And
right.
I was pretty sold on it, and but the kid was not until I saw Godzilla, and I like Godzilla, and she's watched a lot of Godzilla movies with me, so Godzilla just kind of pushed it over the edge.
Yeah,
so, there we go.
I wanna point out a deep connection, by the way, before we get started on this.
Yep.
We just talked about Open Mike Eagle, who worked with MF Doom.
Yeah.
MF Doom worked with the producer Madlib.
Whoa!
On his Mad Villainy album.
Nice.
So it's all coming back around.
Fish, man, fish.
Yeah.
So Nathan, I'm going to need a few things from you here. All right.
Okay.
First is a number. Any number.
Now, does it need to be a big or small number?
I'm not going to tell you more than that.
That's not enough. I need more rules here.
Make it
just number isn't enough.
Make it a number between 1 and 31.
Even or odd?
Does not matter.
Decimal points allowed?
No.
Okay. 12.
Great. Okay.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, I hope each of these is not this painful.
It will be.
I'm going to need a last name. A last name.
Stallone.
Love it. Actually, that works great. An exclamation like, wow. Something like that.
Egads.
I love it. Any idea how you might spell that?
Just like it sounds.
Egads. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. A part of the body. Part of the body.
Urethra.
Love it.
Is your child going to look at this after we do it?
Probably.
Are you going to have to explain what a urethra is? Because I don't know what age you learn what that is, but I don't feel like she's there yet.
Oh, she knows. The amount of
she knows.
Oh yeah.
At that age,
Sure.
though?
The amount of time.
I would have just called it a pee hole.
The amount of balls.
Actually, you know what? Take it out. Put pee hole. I want pee hole in there now.
Scratching that out. Should have done this.
I want more direct.
All right. I like it. I'm going to need a place.
Tacoma.
Oh, that's good. Tacoma, Washington. Yeah. Tacoma.
No, this is actually Tacoma, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. It's sometimes confused. There's a lot of Tacomas.
Yeah.
A noun.
Like a proper noun?
No. Well, it could be. Could be a proper noun.
Barack Obama.
Oh, that's gonna be glorious. Okay, we're getting through this. Another number. Oh, Jesus.
Now, what's the range this time?
I haven't been reading. This could really be anything. So the sky's the limit.
Okay, 2.
Great. Another noun.
Another noun. Zebra.
Great. Is this good radio? I'm asking myself now. It seemed like a good idea a little while ago.
We're not doing radio. This is a podcast.
It's definitely a good podcast.
Yeah.
An adjective.
Irksome.
Oh, that's a good word, buddy.
Irksome.
Irksome's a great word. Okay, a silly word.
A silly word.
I didn't.
Hold on. What now? Who's deciding if it's silly?
Mad Libs. Yeah. Godzilla Mad Libs, to be clear.
Oh man, I just thought of a different proper noun I should have chosen.
We can change that if you like.
Silly word. No.
Okay.
No. We can't go back. We can't go back now. We've moved forward. Silly word.
You're not
Hold
wrong.
on. Let me give me a second.
Published by Penguin Books, by the way, Mad Libs. So I guess they're the ones telling you what to do.
Hey Google, what's a silly word? It took me to a Wikipedia page for inherently funny words.
Oh, nice. Wow.
And then none of them are actually, it doesn't have a list.
Really?
What?
Very interesting.
Mondegreen.
God damn it. Okay. What does that mean? Does it say?
It's mishearing or misinterpretation of a phrase as a result of a near homophony.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll allow it. A color? I can't see your phone. I'm sorry.
Mondegreen.
God
damn it. Fuchsia.
Great choice. Fuchsia. Often misspelled fuchsia. An adjective.
Another adjective. How long is this thing?
It's pretty fucking long, but it's going to pay off. Just remember.
Another adjective. Moist.
Yeah, fair. They gave you a lot of space on that one, though, I got to say.
Was it supposed to be a really long adjective?
No.
Okay.
No. Stop. Another noun, please.
This one is Mr. Dobalina.
Oh, fantastic. We are on a hip hop.
Mr. Bob Dobalina.
We are on a hip hop kick tonight.
Mr. Dobalina, Mr. Bob Dobalina.
Thank you, Mr. Dobalina.
Oh, Mr. Dobalina.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Bob Dobalina.
Do you think
Next.
that people
Yes.
Do you think that most of our listeners would be lucky enough to be familiar with Del the Funky Homo Sapien?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm never quite sure if anyone knows who Del the Funky Homo Sapien is.
I love him.
So Mr. Dobalina is a big enough song.
Yeah.
That at one point I had a hits of hip hop album, and it was on there.
Really?
Next to Hypnotize and songs like that.
Huge songs, right?
But it's not as big a song as those.
No, definitely not.
It never was as big.
Right. No, totally. Okay. A vehicle, some type of vehicle, please. Fan boat.
That's actually what I was just about to say. Was fan boat. Yeah. Well, I was like boat. No, that's too normal.
Yeah,
it's gotta have a fan.
Our brains similar.
Only in Florida would they go. We got boat. What's a big thing that blows this? And just slap an industrial fan on the back of that thing.
I need 2 verbs. And we're almost there.
Verbs?
2 verbs. Well, 1 verb and then another. I just thought I would give it to you in one shot.
Man, I don't know. You pick a verb.
Run.
That's the verb you chose?
I know it sucks, but I just, at this point, I just kind of want to get through this.
Pogo.
Great. That's your verb. 2 more.
You pogoed.
We need a plural part of the body.
Pee holes.
Pee holes. All right. Yeah. I like it. Like a good callback. And finally, an occupation.
Pee hole doctor.
Great.
I mean, I feel like that's an obvious...
There's a theme here.
Obvious choice here. Yeah.
I felt compelled to write out pee hole doctor. I just had to do it.
It's important.
If there's a box, I need to check it.
Right.
All right. The Mad Lib we did is the key to defeating Godzilla. I will now perform it for you.
Oh, there are pee holes involved here.
The date, July 12th, 1966. Author, Dr. Stallone. Egads! I have a single pee-hole-idly in... Egads!
And go on.
Egads! I have single pee-hole-idly invented the key to defeating any kaiju that dares to attack Tacoma.
Okay.
Godzilla, meet your worst Barack Obama introducing the Type 2 Master Cannon. Using the latest methods in zebranology, I've discovered how to produce irksome electrical beams from the cannon of an automated Mondegreen. It fires its attack in great blasts of fuchsia, and even the most moist kaiju won't be able to escape from its top of the Mr. Dobalina tracking technology. The cannon is attached to a giant fan boat, so we have nothing to run about if the kaiju to try to make a pogo for it. Sure, the master cannon could devastate humanity if it fell into the wrong pee holes. But as a pee hole, doctor, I say progress, progress, progress.
You know what? My last two pee holes actually make a lot of
Yeah, they're
sense
good.
together.
They're really good.
Also, I don't know if anyone's ever made a weapon of war that was irksome.
Yeah, it's actually worked really well. So my daughter snuck in here and she just fell down laughing. She's lying on the floor.
Because of the word pee hole?
Yeah, I think it's the repetition of the pee hole.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear the one we did earlier today?
Does it involve pee holes?
Almost.
Okay.
Yeah, there's the theme.
Then yes.
All right. Kaiju 101. Kaiju. You know what kaiju is?
Mhm.
Giant monster.
I have no idea what this means.
Kaiju are part of a special class of monsters. They're more than just your average dust bunnies. In Japanese, kaiju translates roughly into strange poops. Kaiju can be up to 736 million times larger than a Tyrannosaurus Paul. You can find them on land, in the microwave, and even in blender space. Kaiju can be amphibious creatures, mechanical creatures, or weird creatures. Although some kaiju are peaceful, most are fierce predators with a taste for red seagulls. Kaiju's favorite hunting grounds include blue populated cities like New York. When destroying porta potties, kaiju use their size, micro strength, and special powers like pooping. Kaiju are also territorial, and if they encounter each other, will barf to the death. When fighting each other, kaiju won't hesitate to knock over any blood in their way. If you see a kaiju, don't just stand by and watch as if a nature documentary on Terrible Planet is unfolding in front of your crotches. Instead, drop everything and eat a seagull.
So you can't tell me that this kaiju does not look like it might actually mean kaiju roughly translates to poops.
Yeah, you're right. That thing does look...
It looks pretty poopy.
This is one from Pacific Rim.
Yeah. There's a whole article that explains it. No one cares. No one cares about explaining Pacific Rim.
No, you're right. You're right. Or Atlantic Rim, the knockoff version of Pacific Rim, which I've yet to see, but I feel like I should.
Yeah.
Those monsters are going to be a lot more into their cheesesteaks, their floppy pizza.
They do love floppy pizza up there.
They do.
Yeah, so I don't know what this says about me. Maybe it means I'm broken.
Yeah.
Or things have just changed over time. Detroit style pizza is growing on me. And I don't quite like it as much as New York style pizza. Yeah. But it's getting close. It's getting close in this competition.
Remind me what it is. Because I've heard...
Detroit style, it's like the deep dish, but not really deep dish.
Okay.
Like the thick, like Jets.
Square.
Jets, yeah.
Oh,
it's square, and it's like big hunks of pizza instead of slices.
Like it's not a pie like Chicago. Chicago's like truly...
No, that's not pizza.
Fork and knife. Yeah.
Chicago, get your act together. That's not... Now, to be fair, people in Chicago, when they eat pizza, eat tavern style pizza.
Right. It's the thin.
I learned
thin crust, right?
That's a very different thing. Yeah, it's actually pizza.
Yeah.
Deep dish pizza is a lasagna that you put in a pizza crust, and then you are done. Like it's
damn good. Though. It's damn good.
Thick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's closer to a casserole than it is.
Well, that's true. You're not wrong. You're not wrong about that.
It's very good.
Yeah. Oh, it's delicious. So Detroit is basically deep dish. Square.
Yeah.
Everyone might not know what Jets is, but Jets is a thing they have in Nashville, and I used to eat that like every 2 weeks or something. It was it's amazing.
It's so good.
It's amazing.
It's a problem.
Yeah, definitely. It's really buttery. It's fucking delicious, man.
Yeah, this is someone's homemade style or homemade Detroit style pizza, which well done, guy from Reddit.
Yeah,
that looks pretty good.
Looks really good. So I guess you cook this in like a kind of like a sheet pan, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Because you got
I
that
would assume
hard
so.
crust on the side. It's not like a crust it's not the kind of crust like that you like when you're done, you dip it in some marinara. There's probably like no crust left.
No, there's no. I mean, the crust is coated in topping,
Right. It goes all the way to
so
the
it's
edges.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't. If you're dipping it, you're dipping that whole slice, which people do that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say they're wrong.
Right.
I'm just going to imply it with my silence right here.
I am with you. Some strange person asked me, what do I think about lunch tomorrow? Can I manage time for it? I don't think you're real, whoever you are.
Well, what's their name?
It's just a number. It has no name.
Oh boy.
What do I do here?
So
what do I do?
I would tell you to text them back, but I know that's how you get on all of the robocall lists by texting back to those.
Right.
Or it could actually be a person who thinks they're trying to set up lunch plans and they're texting the wrong person.
Could be that.
It could be either one.
I once had a full-on conversation with a person like that who texted me out of the blue. It went on and on for a while, and then I eventually realized it was definitely a bot or something.
Yeah.
It didn't take that long.
It's almost always a bot. It's a problem.
Yeah.
People need to get that figured out. Like it's 2024. Can't we stop people from texting me that aren't real?
It's only going to get worse. Really.
No. Have you seen the whole thing? This is one of those things that I can talk about on the podcast to trigger someone's paranoia somewhere.
Oh, good.
Not ours. I don't think this will affect you.
Oh, okay.
It didn't affect me.
Oh, good. Okay.
The people who are the scammers, they'll like call someone and record their conversation.
Yes.
And then use that to do AI with their voice.
Oh my God.
Have someone call their grandparents or whatever saying, I'm in trouble. I need you to wire this much money here.
Dude, I have heard of this. This. Oh, that's so crazy. Wow.
And didn't trigger me. But
no,
that's pretty bad. The AI thing's out of control.
I'm not worried about it. I mean, maybe by the time we're elderly, it's going to be like 3D holograms of people or something. I don't know. They're going to be trying someone's going to trick us. Like we will not be able to keep up with all the new technology. There's no chance, right?
No, there's no way.
But
there's no way.
I feel like for shit like that, I've got a pretty good barometer. Like suspicious emails, suspicious calls, suspicious texts, more or less, you know.
You do now.
I know.
There's a reason they prey on the elderly.
Oh yeah.
Because they get fooled easier. And AI, I mean, old people have no idea about it.
I know.
AI is all over everything now.
It's true.
Now, which is worse? If we're talking AI,
okay,
using AI like that to try to scam people out of money,
right?
Or Drake using AI Tupac to insult Kendrick Lamar.
I don't know the whole story with that one, but that sounds like more fun.
Drake and Kendrick Lamar don't get along.
Oh, okay.
That's the moral of the story for the most part. And Drake is trying to bait him into a whole thing.
Oh, okay.
And using AI Tupac. I just saw earlier today he got a cease and desist from the Tupac estate saying stop.
Whoa.
Just stop.
Whoa. Like AI how? Like are you talking?
It's so they're like the technology that lets you do like the auto tune and everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He rapped and did Tupac's voice over it.
Oh my God.
It was not convincing. It turns out Tupac never rapped like a mixed race gentleman from Canada. So the rhyme scheme was a little off.
Yeah. It
A
makes
little less rude than you would have expected. It was a lot more polite.
I can't think of two artists who are more different than Kendrick and Drake. Like,
it's the dumbest fight ever.
Yeah, they're not even on the same. I mean, they're in the same genre, but like they're on different planets, man. Like
one is a pop act, and one of them wins Pulitzer prizes.
Right.
Like they're not. That's like having Bob Dylan and James Taylor have a feud.
Yeah,
like one's known as one of the greatest songwriters in the history of the world, and James Taylor also plays an acoustic guitar.
And the shitting on James Taylor continues. Or like like Hall & Oates and GWAR. Like those are two.
No, you know what? Never mind. I want that to happen.
Both somehow within the same genre of the wide genre of rock contains many things. Can
you imagine if GWAR and Hall & Oates started trading diss tracks to each other?
That'd be amazing.
Oh, that would. It's the only way you're going to get me to listen to GWAR. I would be all in on that.
That's true. That's true. It's funny. I have been group texting with you and Roy lately because we're planning a trip for later this year to the fabulous New Orleans. And I realized I had not ever group texted just you two guys very often. And the last time I did was I can never, both of you don't, I don't know if Roy has an iPhone or not. I don't think so. I think both of you are on like Android or something. I know you are. And
I'm Android.
Often when I try to send a photo to you or him, no, it's better with him. It's mainly you. Yeah, it doesn't go through a lot of times when I try to send you a photo. And so like a year or more ago, I had tried to send both of you a photo to GWAR's Tiny Desk concert, and I don't think that ever went through.
You know what, though? I have seen that's a thing.
Yeah.
And it's... Tiny Desk concert lost their way at some point.
Oh, yeah, they did. They had a good thing going, and it's off the rails.
I feel like it was the time they had Megan Thee Stallion on Tiny Desk concert was like when they jumped the shark.
Yeah.
And then it was just every popular artist went there instead of all of these underground cool.
Right.
Because for a long time, it was how you discovered music.
That's right. Now it's like
no one's discovering Taylor Swift when she does her Tiny Desk.
Yeah.
Like everyone knew.
Yeah.
Everyone knows she's there.
Right. Now it's like a tour stop for a certain kind of artist, Well, not really. It's pretty wide ranging. Yeah.
Yeah, it's everyone now. I mean, we just talked about GWAR.
Yeah.
Sesame Street did it. I've watched the Sesame Street Tiny Desk concert.
Yeah.
It was entertaining.
There you go.
Good.
Everyone from jazz to like fucking like what's that band that jumps around and screams a lot? I don't know. There's a lot of those, but
Yeah, that's all.
Everybody you can think of has done it now.
I'm waiting for all of the like early 2000s emo bands to start doing Tiny Desk concerts, because that Taking Back Sunday Tiny Desk concert is going to be crazy. He's going to still be swinging the mic and hitting everyone in the head the whole time. It'll be great.
The like the 58 on the really yeah. Boy, a wireless mic really gets rid of a whole subgenre of performing.
It does. So back in the day when Taking Back Sunday was a band anyone cared about.
Yeah. Right.
And they had a feud with Brand New, who was a band back in the day that people cared about. They hated each other.
Yeah.
Speaking of bands trading diss tracks back and forth.
Right.
But the pettiest thing that I've ever seen in any sort of musical feud because this is just a petty thing, was Brand New released a T-shirt that I think it was a T-shirt that said "Microphones are for singing, not swinging."
That's awesome.
It's just a petty little T-shirt.
I like that. I like that. That's just shitty enough to make it fun.
Yeah. Like everyone knows exactly who it's directed at. Yeah. And there was no mystery. No one bought this going, wow, that is a fact.
Yeah. To the uninitiated.
It's we need more musical feuds.
They are always fun. I mean, and they do kick up a level of interest. I feel like everyone kind of wins, except for Biggie and Tupac. They both lost. But
yeah, that's the exception that proves the rule. But like, okay, so Drake and Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
What's going to come out of this is Drake gets a bunch of people to listen to his music.
Right.
And Kendrick Lamar gets a bunch of people to listen to his music.
Right.
And all the people who like Kendrick Lamar are going to be like, he won. And all the people who like Drake are going to be like, he won.
Right.
And everyone else is going to go, I don't care about either one of them. Did you hear Taylor Swift's new album? Oh boy, that's crazy. It's a double album.
Yeah.
And that's the entire world. It just, everyone is going to fall into one of those three groups. There's like a fourth group that's probably sitting off to the side going, remember Migos? And everyone just tells them to shut up and then they move on.
Quiet.
That's it.
What's the thing that they do? Like,
every mouth noise you can think of. Were they the skirt?
I think
Did they do the skirt a lot?
Yeah. And someone also made that little sound as well. A lot. I think that was Migos. I could be misremembering.
Oh man.
Yeah. I saw some of those new Taylor ads for her album, and they're a lot like they're like perfume ads or something, Roy sent me this the other day that apparently people are rewriting the lyrics to her songs. Tears in Heaven 2 by Taylor Swift, someone rewrote. When I get to heaven, I'm going to kick Eric Clapton's son's ass. There will be tears in heaven when I kick Eric Clapton's son's ass. I will be able to do this because I assume that in heaven he's still a little baby. They're talking about the kid that fell out a window. Right? They're talking about the Eric Clapton baby.
That's what it sounds like.
Sweet Jesus. That's terrible. I just put that together for completely. Like, I read it before, but the remembering that he was a baby that died, that just sunk in.
What person thinks of that?
I don't know. It's a great question. Boy, we text a lot. I'm trying to get back to it. You can't tell where it originated from. Nope. Yep. What are people doing? They are posting, fake lyrics for her new album. There you go.
You know what? If Taylor Swift wrote a song that said that, though, there would be literally millions of people who go, she probably has a good reason.
Oh, yeah.
She probably...
Yeah,
she's justified.
Yeah.
So
no, totally. I feel.
Do you remember in the 2016 presidential campaign?
Yes.
When Donald Trump said he could go out on whatever street he chose, I don't remember what street, and shoot someone.
Oh yeah.
And everyone loves him so much that nothing would happen.
Right.
That's not true for him. For Taylor Swift, that's 1,000% true.
Totally.
In fact, if Taylor Swift did that, she would have 2 million people turning themselves in, saying, I did it. Yes. It was me.
You're not wrong. That is crazy to think about. Now, I feel a little conflicted because she is sort of a positive force in the world, Like,
yeah.
Her politics are good and stuff, in my opinion. So that's great, and other than that, I just sort of don't think about her too much as possible. But it's kind of impossible not to because she's everywhere.
It's okay. So I know that someone who listens to this at some point will be upset with what I'm about to say.
Okay,
that is the response that her music deserves. It doesn't deserve ridicule.
right?
It just kind of should float by and move on.
Yeah, that is sort of how I feel about it too.
It's not bad, but it's not amazing.
No,
it's not.
Certainly not.
It's not groundbreaking.
No,
it's just kind of there.
No, her like business acumen though is really amazing. That I gotta give it to her.
Well, I mean, if there was one celebrity who could snap their fingers and start a cult,
yeah.
Number one's Taylor Swift. Number two's Beyonce.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like Taylor Swift, the last presidential campaign started getting people to register to vote, and in one day it was like several 100,000 people had registered to vote because she just said, "Go register to vote."
Yeah. Wow.
She could get anyone to do anything if she wanted to.
I really, I don't understand that mindset though on a personal level. You know,
that you mean loving a musician that much?
Yeah. I don't.
No, I don't. I think we should just all be very happy that this level of love went to Taylor Swift and not Kanye West. Because if it had gone to Kanye West, like we're in a full Mad Max dystopian future now. Like it's bad.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. That's for sure. Yeah, but people can smell the crazy all over him. Bless his heart. I mean,
it doesn't scare people away.
Not everybody, but a certain amount of people are like, this guy. You know, you just sort of know. You look at it long enough, and you think, there's something going on.
If you ever want something fun to do, go on to the Kanye West Reddit page. Now, you know how I feel about Kanye West music up to The Life of Pablo. We'll stop it at The Life of Pablo.
Okay.
It's all very good. Life of Pablo, it's there. And then everything went straight downhill.
Yeah.
There are people that love Kanye West so much still that they will tell you his Christian album was his best album.
Wow.
We know that's a lie.
Yeah.
There's never been a Christian rap album that's a good Christian rap album.
That is 100% true.
It's at best it was good for a Christian rap album. Period.
Right.
That's the end of sentence. And so that's how much they love him. They're willing to lie about how good that that album is.
Man, you can't. Sometimes you just can't see it. You just.
It's called Jesus is King. Who would listen to that album just based on the title alone? Listen to that and go, best album in his discography.
Yeah, the guy's got layers though. That's for sure.
Yeah,
he's got a he's a fucking layered cake with different layers.
I just wish he'd peel past the anti-Semitic layer.
Be nice
and get to a different layer now.
Yeah, that would be good.
Like we've done. He's like an everlasting gobstopper of shitty personalities at this point, and it's time to get to the next layer. We've done too many bad layers for a while.
What brought that to mind? What brought to mind the everlasting gobstopper?
Have you ever had an everlasting gobstopper?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's different layers of flavors.
Yeah, no, I know what it is. But what brought it?
That's why
to mind for you.
That's just the way my brain works.
Okay, I like it. Can I update you on the Jen catching Jen up on movies report?
Yes. Where are you at now?
This is an ongoing saga at this point in the show. So we managed to watch 2 last week. I was so impressed with this. she gets back from, she was in Oregon last week. She got back over the weekend. And then, wait, was that last week or the week? I don't know. Time means nothing anymore. Anyway, on a Friday night, we watched Escape from New York, the John Carpenter classic, starring Kurt Russell, one of my favorite actors. Donald Pleasance.
You do love Kurt Russell. I do love
Kurt Russell. I love a lot of Kurt Russell stuff.
I feel like if 80s Kurt Russell showed up and propositioned you,
yeah,
you'd leave your family immediately and go with Kurt Russell.
Where are we headed?
Yeah, where are we headed? without even hesitating.
Have you seen his hair? Wow. I was watching Escape from New York, and I'm all in for this movie, right? Like, I like John Carpenter movies. I like Kurt Russell a lot. Donald Pleasance is also in it. He plays the president. He's one of my favorite actors. And I'm watching it. The soundtrack rules because, it's one of the ones that Carpenter did himself with this guy, Alan Howarth, who helped him and helped program the synths and stuff. It's awesome. It's got such a mood, such a vibe. And I'm thinking, she's going to hate this fucking movie. She's going to despise this movie. She's going to think it's so boring and so slow. She loved it. I was so impressed. Yeah. She was totally into it. She thought all the actors were really good and she got it and she really dug it. So that was cool.
What is, okay, out of all the movies you've forced her to watch.
Yeah.
Because it's forcing at this point.
It's a love push. Yeah. No.
Which one did she hate that you expected her to love?
Oh man, I don't know the answer to that. Let's see. I might have to consult my notes.
Did you expect her to love any of them? I guess that's more the
No, not really. Not really. Because let's see. Jaws, she I don't know if she loved it, but it really worked on her. It was effective, and that was really cool. She loved Rocky. Let's see.
So Rocky in my house, I'm still the only one who likes Rocky.
Okay.
Tanae watched it, didn't care for it.
Huh.
Which is wrong.
Yeah, it's
objectively the incorrect opinion.
The wrong opinion. Yeah. I thought she might be entertained by Big Trouble in Little China, another Kurt Russell, John Carpenter joint, and she thought it was just too out there, too wacky. She was laughing at it. It's like they were just throwing shit at the wall because it's so all over the place.
Yeah. Well,
but I love
that's not a movie to be taken seriously.
No, not at all. Not at all. So I don't know. I think most of them I go into it thinking she's not going to like this, and then I'm pleasantly surprised if she does,
So you need to find one that you really think she'll like.
Okay.
Just to gauge how good you are at picking movies for her.
Well, see, I thought we talked about Lost Boys last time. I thought, there's a bit of romance in there. No, that movie's fucking batshit crazy too. So we had a great time watching it. Yeah, but
there's a reason it's a cult classic.
Yeah. It's one that I totally misremembered from childhood. It felt so different watching it as a kid than now.
Did you remember in your brain? Mm-hmm. Did you remember it as a great cinematic achievement?
No,
of a movie.
No, I remembered it as scary and dark and sexy.
No,
and it was not any of those things really.
Yeah, so I never saw it till college.
Okay,
and I just remember going, this is the most ridiculous thing that's ever been created.
Yeah, it's pretty out there.
Yeah, and my roommate was like you. He watched it way younger. He's like, it's such a good movie. And then we watch it and this was the really good movie? It's entertaining. It's not good.
Yeah. So Escape from New York worked. And then I thought, the next night it was we'll do another one. Okay, great. We'll do another one. And I thought, oh, I'll give this one a shot. And I showed her Highlander. And
Oh boy,
and the Highlander,
that didn't land, did it?
it didn't quite land. No,
Nah.
and I don't blame her. She couldn't get past the Christopher Lambert of it all, his accent,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
which I understand. It is a bit of an ask, and you got the Kurgan, the big Clancy Brown, the really big dude that's always going like with his tongue and shit and being crazy. It's a wild ass movie. I love it. It does have like a weird romantic bent to it. It's like they tried to do everything in that movie.
Yeah.
Like they tried to action adventure, science fiction, a bit of romance, fucking like bouncing between ancient Scottish times and like other time periods. That movie had a lot of ideas.
You know what this is.
No.
And this is probably why she didn't like it.
Okay.
The thing you just described is worse Outlander.
It's funny that came up before I described it to her, and she was like, "Oh, so it's kind of like Outlander." I was like, "Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they saw Highlander."
Outlander is the pornographic version of Highlander.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. And so she was probably watching it going, but when does the dude butt come into
which there is
come into play?
Actually, there is a little bit. There is a little.
There's some dude butt.
Yeah. You get a little Lambert ass in there. Lamb,
just a little
bear. Yeah, just a little.
I think that since she watched that, you should have to watch all of Outlander.
Fuck you, dude. Dude. We're talking about an hour and a half movie versus I don't know how much television.
I mean, it's can you really put a time on quality time with your wife?
Yeah.
Like, can you put a limitation on that?
I sure can. It's about an hour and a half.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that show.
I mean, I've seen a little bit of it, and I certainly, I could kind of tell what was going on, more or less.
Yeah. I mean, it's lady porn.
Yeah.
That's what that show is.
Right.
It's lady porn.
Sure.
I just wish these shows would be honest when they're creating lady porn.
Yeah.
Which, for those who don't know, this is my definition. It's a show that, like, there's a sexual tint to it, but all of the scenes leading up to that are just foreplay for women, because it's always like there's a guy who has a thick accent that he's always inherently the most moral person in the scene.
Yes. Or sometimes he's kind of a bad dude and they kind of hate him at first.
That's the other choice. He's a bad boy.
Yeah, and then there's a bit of a redemption story in there.
Yeah, but that's all the show is. It's just setting up, like, oh boy, we love this character so much. Yeah, now she's getting railed. All right, now we.
Well, I think the next movie I might show is Total Recall, and there's none of that in there. None of that at all.
No,
I'm talking about
she's gonna hate that. She's gonna hate that movie so much.
She totally.
That's my official prediction.
Oh yeah, no, Total Recall is not for Jen. But it's like I feel like I'm filling in the holes on these like cultural experiences that she missed out on.
We should have started like a Jen's fantasy movie league where you could draft movies and you get points based on her reaction to.
That's good. I like that. She liked Lethal Weapon a good bit. She kind of got
Lethal Weapon's great.
It just rules. It's so good.
Lethal Weapon has something for everybody in it.
Yeah,
because it's got the action, it's got the humor.
Yes,
it's got romance. In the fact that he's like mourning his wife, like it's got that romantic tilt to it.
Right.
There's a lot there in that.
There's
movie.
plenty to work with. Yeah, that's true.
The only thing missing is there's not like a Teen Wolf type of scene where there's a werewolf playing basketball.
Oh yeah,
if they threw that in there, then it would have everything.
Truly something for everyone.
Yeah,
Every
movie should have that scene.
Teen Wolf.
That's
oh man.
Yeah,
I gotta think.
Are you gonna?
No, it's not on the list.
Put it on the list.
I gotta think that movie does not hold up though. I don't have.
It doesn't.
See, I don't have a particular high regard for Teen Wolf. I did as a kid. I remember watching it and being like, "This movie rules." He's riding on top of a van and he's a werewolf and shit. But yeah, I don't really have a desire to go back to that one. Nor, and I know they're great movies. At least the first one's great. It's probably you probably can't argue that it's not. I don't have a real desire to revisit Back to the Future right now. I just
really,
yeah. I mean, I always liked it, but as I've gotten older, I just don't have much of a. I just don't.
Oh, they're all very good.
I mean, I know that. Like, I know that. You know.
Has she seen Back to the Future?
I'm not sure. No,
See,
she hasn't. That's why I put it on the list.
That's got to be on the list.
Oh, it's on the list.
It's got to be.
It's on the list.
Yeah.
It's just. I'm not.
What about Back to the Future 2?
She hasn't seen that either.
No, but is it on the list?
Yeah, it's on the list. Yeah.
So the whole trilogy's on the list.
The trilogy's on the list. Yeah, the trilogy's on the list. We're gonna get to it.
I mean, you can skip 3 a little bit.
Yeah,
like it's not.
I know.
Not as good.
I know. I mean, but you know, the first one categorically, you just can't argue with. It's good. It's great. You know.
The only problem with movies like that at this point is they were so iconic that all of the major scenes have this has happened with Star Wars too.
Yeah.
All of the major scenes have been played off of in other things, in other media.
Yes.
And so it takes away from it. Or like Rocky, the training montage.
Yes. Repeated
like
so
the
much.
Training montage, I'm sure the first time you saw it, it was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
Look how hard he's working.
Yeah, totally.
And now it's just like, yeah, okay, it happened.
Yeah.
That's
and that's a thing that became, you know, a trope, you know, and but even seeing that, those are the kind of holes I wanted. Like when we watched Raiders of the Lost Ark, which she'd never seen, it was like all this stuff, you know, that yet you see in elsewhere in culture. Was like, oh, that's what this came from. It's like, yeah, that's the reason we're doing this in part, is to be like, you know,
you need to understand.
Yeah, giant rolling rocks. You need to see it. That's another one that you can't argue with. It's perfect, you know.
It is a really good movie. I mean, really, all of the Indiana Jones up to
the new ones,
up to Crystal Skull.
Yeah, they're all good. Yeah.
Was Crystal Skull the one where there are aliens involved?
You know,
wasn't there one with aliens involved?
I believe so. I still have not seen Crystal Skull or Dial of Destiny.
I haven't seen any of them. I just remember hearing that and going,
yeah,
that's a hard pass. That's not fitting for this.
Right. It's a bridge too far. I mean, you know, in 2 out of the 3, it's Nazis. And in the other one, it's like, you know, like evil cannibal cult people in a jungle. You know, those are within Indy's, you know, box of toys. Aliens is a bridge too far.
It's, I mean, really at this point. Okay, yeah, 2008. Let's see. I was confirming that George Lucas did have a hand in the story.
Oh yeah.
No one let George Lucas do anything anymore. Like, don't do it. Just stop letting him come up with ideas. It's bad.
I think at this point, I think he's really done. I think he's pretty. I think after he sold Star Wars to Disney, he was like, I'm done.
Yeah, there are flying saucers and the skeletons combine into a reanimated alien is a phrase that I'm reading right now.
Holy smokes.
So
yeah, I've still never seen that one or the new one. I just don't have a strong desire to. It's kind of like, I don't know. There's other series that are like that too. Well,
Well, you know what it is, and you don't feel this way, but I do. It's the same reaction I have to when they did another Star Wars trilogy.
right.
Like, I like the first trilogy. And the second one I can ignore. I can ignore the second
Yeah.
one. You're doing another trilogy. Stop it.
I know.
Just stop.
I know. I do hope they're done at this point, or at least done for a while.
No.
I mean, I know they're not.
No,
I know they're not.
Absolutely.
I know they're going to make them and make them and make them and make them. And, if they do enough, some of them will be good.
Is it a numbers game at this point?
Think,
if they
sadly.
make 20 Star Wars movies a year, one of them will be pretty good and 19 will be awful, but you can just pretend they didn't happen.
Yeah, and I do feel that way. I don't... just this week, I rebought the cube of VHS of the original 3. I saw it at Goodwill, and I said, "You know what? I gotta have this." I have them in Nashville, but I needed the cube here as well, and I didn't have the cube.
Okay.
I had them individually, but I needed the cube, right? The little slipcase that they all go in. Right. So, and I'm not one of these people. I don't care. I guess I've moved past it. I don't care if they just keep making them, because I've got those 3, and that's really all I need. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Everything else is just okay, whatever. Yeah, okay.
Right.
I can take it or leave it, basically.
Yeah, they are going to continue to make them forever. In fact, the Star Wars franchise will most likely outlive you.
Yeah.
There will just be... It'll be like when you die, they'll be on their 250th movie or something.
Yeah. By the time they stop making them, this planet is going to look like Tatooine. It's just going to be desert all the time.
I'm waiting because they started doing the spin-off movies,
right.
like Solo.
Yeah,
just pulling other characters and putting them in their own movie.
Right.
I just want one about the bartender from the Cantina.
Just one film. Yeah. Just
one movie. Might as well give it a try. You own the rights to the bartender from the Cantina. We know nothing about him. It's a blank slate.
That's right.
Go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
it could
true.
be anything.
His life is an open book. That's actually, yeah, you're right. An open book, an open story. We don't know anything.
It would be really funny if they decided to do a movie. He's the character they choose, and instead of some sort of huge space opera saga, it turns into just a movie about a bartender who's depressed about his life, and it's just following this alien around, just going. Goes to the alien 7-Eleven. His dinner is a bean burrito that they have.
I do like that idea, and I want to know why he's so racist against droids. Because you remember they don't let the droids in the bar. Mm-hmm. That's a big thing.
Maybe that's okay. Maybe that's the plot of the movie. Is he's depressed. He hates his job, hates his life.
Right.
Because let's be honest, bartender, not a great job there. There's a lot of death on your watch for some reason.
Sure.
It's all very weird.
Yeah.
But on one of his trips to 7-Eleven to get bean burrito, he comes across a droid and befriends the droid.
Sure.
Not it's reluctant at first, but they become closer and closer, and he suddenly realizes that the deep-seated hatred he had for droids was unfounded. And it becomes an allegory for racism in America.
Damn, Nathan, that's a plot.
There we go. We came up with
it.
Disney.
Hey.
Money.
Here we are.
Money, please.
Wouldn't that be nice? Here comes back that gravy train right up over here.
You know what? Give me $1 million. I can shoot this movie for $1 million. I can't guarantee it'll be good for $1 million,
Right.
but I can shoot it.
You can shoot. You know what? Here's a franchise that has gone on and on forever and has a lot of movies in it. Back to Godzilla. And they just keep making them to the point now where like Japan makes one, we make one. The Japan one is really good. We make one that's totally fucking insane. Yeah. And that's the back and forth of the franchise.
Maybe that's how. So I've been, because we've got wars everywhere at this point.
Yeah.
And I've been very upset about how many wars we have. It's wildly unnecessary. Maybe that's what we do. Get rid of wars and just turn it into a battle of Godzillas.
Yeah.
Like everyone makes their own Godzilla movie, and it's whoever has the best movie wins.
I love that. You just solved the problem there.
And it's not money related because, as you may have noticed with a lot of Godzilla movies, you don't need a budget.
No, that's true.
It's really cheaply made. So
you're not wrong. Let's see here. Let's see. All right. Here we go. All right. Maybe this is a good way to close us out here. Run, it's Godzilla. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to need a plural noun, please.
Boy, plural noun. Nuns.
Oh, good. Love it. Okay. Ladies of the cloth and all that. Person in room. Oh, so that's either you or me.
Well, you.
Okay, Justin.
I'm not part of it. I can't name myself.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Something alive.
Justin.
Okay. Oh, boy. A noun.
Am I doing this right?
Yeah.
Noun?
Yeah, a noun. Don't say Justin.
Boy.
Don't say Justin.
Cactus.
Good. A type of liquid. That's a unique one. Type of liquid, Nathan.
A type of liquid.
Piss.
See, that's what I want to go with, but now I feel like it's too obvious.
Yeah, something else. Schmeg.
Blue Kool-Aid.
Love it. That was good.
Blue Kool-Aid.
Blue Kool-Aid.
Specifically blue. Make sure it's blue.
Oh, I put it in there. A plural noun. You had nuns before. What you got now?
Yeah, pee holes.
Okay, great. We're back to that. Okay.
Yeah.
Recurring theme. Verse ending in I. No, I'm sorry. Verb ending in ing.
Standing.
Good. Speaking of, how big is Godzilla's pee hole got to be? You'd be able to jump up in there, right? Like,
it's tiny.
Oh,
that's why he's so mad all the time. It's so small.
Oh,
it's just constant pressure down there. Yeah.
Oh, that would make a grumpy lizard. It sure would. Did I tell you, man, when I was on my way back last time.
Is this going to be about your pee hole?
No, not exactly.
Okay, good.
Mine's fine. It's fine right now. I was listening to this podcast about this. Did I tell you about this? About this downed Russian nuclear satellite that crashed.
You did not.
Okay. So this Russian satellite crashes. This is in the 70s, I think. The nuclear powered satellite crashes in the Northwest Kingdom up in Canada, right? In a place where very few people live, but there are people there, native people, and, there's also settlements and stuff. God, this is a long story. Long story short, it was an interesting podcast called Operation Morning Light. If anybody's curious, you can. It's still up. It's a pretty interesting story of what happened and the fallout from it. But as part of that, this native guy does the whole show, and he goes around and talks to different people. He talks to this one guy who is like a kind of historian of their culture. And he's talking about how they used to make windows before they had glass up there, and it's real cold up there, right? Real cool.
Mm-hmm.
And they made windows for their houses out of fish skin, essentially. And every window, every once in a while, for ventilation, there'd be a little hole. And it was a natural ventilation because those little holes were all the fish's buttholes. They were just naturally occurring.
Nice.
Providing ventilation to your home. Anyway, an adjective, please.
An adjective. Stinky.
Love it. Stinky. A plural noun. A lot of plural nouns in this one.
Man, what is with the bikes?
Bikes.
Yes, many bikes.
Got it. A number. Don't go crazy.
71.
That was good. Good, very good.
Thank you. I know some numbers, yeah.
An exclamation.
Oh, man, I already used my exclamation.
You did use egads, yeah. Eureka.
Yeah, let's go Eureka.
Eureka.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Love it. Verb ending in ing. We got another one of those. Man. Bathing. Good.
Bathing.
Good. Very good. A part of the body.
Go ahead. Just
Pee hole.
put it down.
Got it. All right. A vehicle. A fan boat has been taken.
Fan boat has been taken. So this will be an Amazon delivery truck.
Good. Oh, very specific.
Yeah, and you have to write the whole thing or it doesn't count.
Trying. My so small.
It has to. If it doesn't fit in there, this is all null and void.
They love plural parts of the body as well, so I need one of those.
Toes.
Great. A regular old verb.
Climb.
Climb. Good. Nice action verb there. One more part of the body does not have to be plural.
Earlobe.
Great. Good one. Mm-hmm. And finally, a celebrity. Threw you for a loop there, I know. You weren't thinking about that.
Billy Idol.
Billy Idol. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
We have Billie Eilish on another one.
Does he still count?
Oh, yeah. I'll count Billy Idol. That dude gets played on the radio many times a day, every day, all over the country.
Did I tell you before we read this about the guy at Kroger listening to Billy Idol?
No. Do tell.
So Kroger, like many gas or grocery stores throughout America, has the self-checkout. And there's just one person tending to 6 to 8 registers in the self-checkout.
Right.
So there's this kid, has to be no older than 20, standing there watching, making sure people aren't stealing things, doing whatever it is you do at the self-checkout, which mostly seems to be just standing there waiting for someone to screw up when they scan this
pretty much.
And he has his phone playing White Wedding full blast. So he's just standing there, kind of
bopping
to White Wedding, but he doesn't like it's like the thing where he doesn't know all the lyrics, and so start again, like full volume.
Oh, that's amazing.
While he's working, I appreciate it a great deal.
No, it's performance art at that point. That's great. All right, here we go. Run. It's Godzilla. Run for your nuns. It's Justin.
That's what I always say.
It's Justin, the most fearsome Justin in the world. I saw it emerge from the deep blue cactus. It parted the blue Kool-Aid like an enormous submarine breaching the surface. Now it has its gaze set on the pee holes of Tokyo.
Such a Justin move
Oh,
right there.
Totally. And it's standing right this way. Watch out for its stinky breath. Oh, nice. It just blasted that skyscraper and turned the whole building into bikes. It must be 50, no, 71 feet tall. Eureka! Why am I bathing around talking to you? We need to high pee hole it out of here.
Yep.
Hop in my Amazon delivery truck before Godzilla squishes it between its giant toes. Oh, very appropriate.
Okay.
Oops, too late. Let's just climb for it. Don't look back now. Godzilla's earlobe steps are getting louder. Just follow me and run fast like Billy Idol.
Billy Idol probably runs very fast. My one regret in that is that I chose squish between his giant toes and it not thighs. I like the idea of
thighs.
Godzilla crushing things between his thighs.
That's fantastic. I like that too.
Yeah.
And Sushi Jackknife, everybody.
Yeah, Sushi Jackknife.
Did I tell you about this?